one more note I'm on this, and I didn't know I was such an astrology nerd, but I guess I've always kind of been. I remember being into all of that when I was younger, and more so than like my brother or sister or whatever. Like I've always liked like philosophy and magic and everything like about occult type of stuff. But anyway, my son, which I'm very grateful for this because I think it's helped me in ways I don't even know. Hang on just a minute, okay? My son is in the fourth house, and then like my sun sign, and my Venus is also in the fourth house, and I'm trying to figure out what I need to do to get back into dancing because I think that will help a lot of things. But like my environment not being like, not feeling safe, or like how we have bugs that are like not, and that's kind of a thing anyway in Alabama. Like, you know, I grew up with that. Like we had, like what we had, I'm sure pest people come because my parents had there was money for that. But like, I remember that, like, cause we had oak trees and we had pine trees here, but either way, like, I think, no, that's South Carolina, their bug. It's like the palmetto bug. It's like their state bug. But like our house being like tore up and like not all of these things like not being taken care of, like it, I think that's anybody, it has an effect on them, but it really does for me because it's like, even before I was homeschooling, I was trying to find work from home because I knew that I was going to need and want to be like available for my kid because of like all of the reasons. And so for me, it has felt like prison a lot. Like, I think about that all the time. I'm like, I wish we could just like go to the beach and stay in a condo for a night or stay in a hotel room for a night just to get out, like be able to go and stay somewhere else. And I'm like, we've moved around a lot. Like we moved when we were living in Florida, we moved even while we were there. And it's ironic because I've even lived in like a trailer for a while, but we had a beautiful yard and we had wildlife come up in our yard. Like we had deer with babies like coming up in our yard. And, I was able to go to the gym when I wanted and needed, and we went out and did stuff like with, you know, when Teddy was little, and that all of those things like helped create a better, like a more beautiful life. And I worked in a place where it was like wine and chocolates, and I just had a cool boss, and like we hung out sometimes after work, and I had an amazing gym family, and all of those things like helped create this, like, even though there were other things that were really hard. But it's weird because I'm like, when I think about it, when I know that there were things that were bad because that's when I was first dealing with like my anger, but I was also super empowered about loving myself and stuff. And I'm like, you know, having people around me that were like support. We also had, when I had a job, we had a girl around the corner keeping Teddy. She had a kid his age, and it just was like lucky circumstances. But all of that, like not being available, has made it extremely hard. Like I think I already was starting to change into becoming more of a homebody just when I became a mom, and it kind of started to activate this ancestral like fourth house energy, and then it just kind of became crazier and crazier. So I think that will always be how I am now. Like I'm always, but like, you know, me not being able to like create a beautiful environment where we are, like, I think that was one of the things that was so insane and so like hard for me walking away from like it, because it was a beautiful environment in my mom's place, and it was just like, I don't think I really I didn't connect those dots, that it was like, that was something that was like fulfilling a part of me that like I really wanted to, I wanted that. Like I wanted to create this environment that was beautiful and like flourishing and like this kind of like haven. I mean, in a way, yes, having a shelter has been a respite like for us and stuff, but it's like, it's not, it feels like, it feels more of like a prison because it's not like a beautiful environment. It's not somewhere I want to come home to. It's not ours. Like all of these things are like broken and not fixed. And like, so I don't want to be gaslit anymore. I don't want to hear anyone telling me like you need to get like trying to give me advice on like what I should do, because you haven't lived through what I have, and you haven't had to be the one trying to figure out how to make the best of a situation and trying to make the decisions and continuing to homeschool when we don't have money. And I don't want to be gaslit anymore. It's hard enough trying to figure all this out for yourself when this has not been ideal for me in any way, but I'm trying to figure out the best for me and my kid. Without money, I don't want to just up and go somewhere. I don't want to have to live out of my car. I don't think I can live through that, like with how hard it's already been. I would rather give my kid away than have to go through that experience, for sure. Like that's not even a question, because I don't know if I would stay alive if I had to live through that, because after everything, I just don't know what I would have in me, because I think all of my fight goes toward my kid and that keeps me going. But I mean, not that I wouldn't want to live, but like without a purpose and having to live out of my car, like, and then, yeah, I don't want to put my child through that after everything. So I'm sharing that to say that it's like I was groomed into a really sick situation, and I don't know if I'm gonna have to take my mom to court. I have no idea, but that was very hard to walk away from, because that was the only other support that we had, and it was a beautiful environment. And instead, I've had to live in more of like a prison kind of setting, and trying to make the best of it and speaking about my story and not being supported by people online. If you're not living what someone's living, maybe you've had your own, but anguish and your own turmoil, but the least that you can do is listen to someone and hold space for them and honor them. Most of us are doing the best that we can to stay sane and continue to work on loving ourselves so that we can create better. Okay.